Thank you for joining me on my masterclass. Now, today we're going to be taking a question from Pereira. Pereira lives in Mozambique, and that's a lovely country. I've been to your country, by the way. And he's asking, I've got some money I just inherited. What do I do with it? Because I don't want to spend it all. All right, so I've got some money I just inherited. What do I do with it? I don't want to spend it all. Okay, now, so here's the thing, Pereira. If you got some money, a lot of people, when they have money, they put it in the bank, they save their money in the bank. And saving money in the bank is one of the worst things that you can do. It's not a good idea at all. Saving money. A lot of people think it's wise because of the way that we were financially brought up, with a lot of people who were misinformed about finances. Because I remember when I was a child, people were telling me, save money, save money. Saving money in the bank is horrible. Why? Because there's something called the inflation rate. The inflation rate always grows faster than whatever interest the bank is going to give to you. Okay, so right now, currently in the United States, inflation rate is about 8.3%. In your country, Mozambique, it's about double that. In a country like Kenya, it's about 14%. In a country like Nigeria, it's heading towards 18%. So you see, inflation rate is always higher than bank whatever interest they're going to give you as a saver. So for instance, in the United States, you're going to get a savings interest rate of less than 1%. You're going to get, probably if you have hundreds of millions, they might give you 1% or 1.2%. But if you have that kind of money, why are you saving money in the bank? You're better off investing your money somewhere else. So saving money is the worst thing that you can do. Don't put your money in the bank. You want to invest your money. And ideally, what you want to do is you want to invest your money in something that gives a higher rate of interest than the rate of inflation. Because if the rate of inflation is in your country, for instance, now about 14.8%, and then you have a bank is giving you an interest rate of 2%, if you look at it on the aggregate, year over year, your money is actually shrinking. The purchasing power of your money is actually shrinking. Now, the actual, numbers might increase. So maybe if you put 1 million, you might get maybe 1,010,000 next year. But then, what 1,010,000 will buy next year? Even right now, 1 million can buy it, or even maybe 900,000 can buy it. So you see that the money might have increased seemingly in terms of numbers, and that's how governments deceive you. But in terms of purchasing power, which is what money is meant for, money is not meant for decoration, it's meant for purchasing things. Is as meant as a means of exchange. Your money has actually reduced in purchasing power. So in essence, what you need to do is you need to do what the banks are doing with your money. And the banks, what they're doing with your money is to invest it. A lot of times, like here in the United States, a lot of times banks tend to invest monies that are deposited with them in the S&P 500. Now, I've explained the S&P 500 before. It's an index of the 500 largest corporations by market cap. And so that index is maintained every month. So every month some new corporations come in, and every month some corporations leave. So you have some companies, 500 companies. And so it's closely monitored. Now, banks, they invest in the S&P 500 because by investing in the S&P 500, it has a 96-year history. 96-year history. I do apologize. I'm in a ship and it's quite cold. They have a 96-year history of delivering, an annualized, rate of investment, so a rate of return on your investment of 12.6%. So that's a 96-year history. So that's a lot of history, and so it's stable. So a lot of banks put their money there. Now, even if what the money they are investing gives a return that is lower than the rate of inflation. So for instance, maybe the rate of inflation currently is about 8.3%, and then the S&P 500 gives 7%. It doesn't matter to the banks because they are still making money, because they're going to pay you just 2%. So that 5% that they are making as profit is going to go to them. So it doesn't matter. So you have to learn what the banks are doing and do it with your money. So invest your money. I went to Kenya, and while I was preaching in Kenya, somebody asked me a similar question to this, and I told them, invest your money. And they told me, invest in what? I said, well, you can invest in the S&P 500, which you can do from any country in the world. You don't have to be a United States citizen to invest in the S&P 500. There are apps that you can use, different apps in different countries. And then he told me, oh no, I don't even have enough money to invest in the S&P 500. I said, that's what you think. You can invest in the S&P 500 with apps with as little as $15. And then he told me, okay, well, what can I do quickly that I can get my money here in Kenya? I said, okay, listen, I know for a fact that in Kenya, grain, rice, millet, corn, grains, they actually almost double in price towards the end of the year, where you have Christmas and then, other celebrations, and then the beginning of the year, New Year. So what you need to do now, because I think I went there in February, so I told them, beginning maybe May, June, you might want to go to the hinterland of Kenya, buy grain, and then you bring them to where you are, because that place where they were is a place called Kibera, which is a slum, the biggest slum in Africa. And then you keep it, and then you resell towards the end of the year, and then you're going to make almost double your money. And they started doing that. They gave me a report. That's an investment. There are several things you can do. You can also invest in the gold ETF. Gold ETFs are actually giving a higher rate of investment than, a higher rate of return on your investment than the S&P 500. In Nigeria, for instance, the gold ETF is giving something like 56% return on your investment. In other countries, it's lower, but in all the countries I've checked, they are giving a rate of investment which is higher than the S&P 500. And gold is pretty stable. Or you want to invest in a real estate investment trust, which you can also do. There's no citizenship requirement. You can do it from Mozambique. I think that's where you are. Yeah, from Mozambique. So you can invest in a real estate investment trust. Now, if you don't know how to invest in a real estate investment trust, it's very easy. Check my video on that. Just go on YouTube, Google Reno Omokri Real Estate Investment Trust, and I give you a step-by-step guide on how to invest in it. But the worst thing you can do, don't put your money in a bank. I'll tell you what banks are. Banks are places where poor people park their money, and then rich people come and take that money that they have parked and use it to invest and then make money and give peanuts to those poor people who parked their money in banks. Now, my name is Reno Omokri. If you watch this, and Pereira, if you have further questions, and not just you, other people watching this, put your questions in the comment section of this email. My staff are going to curate those comments and going to bring them to me, and I'll do my best to respond to each and every category. But you got to remember, I do not have a WhatsApp forum, a Gmail email address, or a Telegram channel. Now, scammers have seen that my videos tend to go viral very quickly, and so they've created a number of fake YouTube profiles approaching people in the comment sections of my videos, telling them helpline, guideline, one-on-one mentoring, contact me for more profitable information. You contact them, and then they dupe you of $1,000, and you come to crying to me and say, Pastor Reno, you've duped me. No, I've not duped you. I don't collect money from anybody. You've been duped by a scammer. Now, this is Reno Omokri saying, God bless you.
But Reno travels all around the world. I hope you get inspired about what you see. Apostle of greatness, Reno is a master. Only one man against the whole world in large. Fighting with the monsters, poverty I can't stand. That's why Reno is